Okay, here I am at the top of the Col de Madeleine, or close to it, at about 1750 metres. I'm sitting here with a load of kit that's going to help me analyse 3 variables for an athlete I've got riding up this mountain at the moment. And those variables are the power output in watts that he's able to produce, the heart rate response to that power output, and the lactate response, the way that lactate is building in his bloodstream. What we do is a sort of step test whereby it's a 1 kilometre distance. He turns around, he rides up at a prescribed power output. He's currently coming up here at about 240 watts. And what I do is when he gets here is I take a little drop of blood, I measure it with a special piece of kit which looks like that, and I take the average power and the average heart rate off his bike. And from those things we can eventually plot a curve on a graph. What that's really useful for is it enables us to look at the aerobic anaerobic threshold and the power output at which he is starting to produce lactate in his bloodstream exponentially. And that's really, really valuable for sports scientists and coaches, because it enables us to set training zones. It enables us to have a look and see when an athlete is starting to move into a more anaerobic energy production. And from that we can really gain great insight into the athlete's physiology and help him to train accordingly and tell him how hard he can go in certain races at certain points in the races. In Rupert's case, he's training for the Étape du Tour, and it's going to be at quite considerable, there's altitudes above sort of 1900 meters, and he's going to be riding at certain prescribed power outputs on some of the climbs in order to basically get from A to B as fast as possible. And it's best if we actually come to the place and test and see how his power falls when he gets up to altitude, where there's obviously less oxygen, less O2 available. And that's what we're doing, and we shall see how it goes with when he comes up, and we should be in about a minute. Okay, bye.